Hey, what's up? I'm J. Lucky Henry. Now, I know you're considering selling this property yourself, and I actually think it's not a bad idea, right? I mean, how could I hate on that? I sell properties myself all day long. What I want to do is I want to give you the five mistakes that people who try to sell on their own, they call them for sale by owners, FSBOs. So it's not an offensive term, just go with it. FSBOs. 5 mistakes FSBOs make. I want to explain what they are to you. Come here, let me explain. Now look, I promise I'm not going to give you one of these videos where I try to tell you that you have to list with me or something like that. I mean, that's the last thing I'm going to do. I really just want to help you. I want you to know the 5 common mistakes because I might end up bringing a buyer to this property anyway. And I don't want the hassle of dealing with someone who doesn't know what they're doing on the other side. So if you can get it right, then it's going to make my job easier. You see what I'm saying? It's a mutually beneficial arrangement. Number 1, right, is let's get the price right. Now, clearly you know that that's the biggest mistake people make. Even realtors, us as realtors, we make that mistake sometimes, right? Not getting the right suggested price to our sellers. So let's get the price right. Don't bring your biases and get it too high, and get it at a point where you can negotiate from, or where you don't assume that you need to price it super high just so you can negotiate down low. Price it to where it comps out. Look at the rest of the marketplace, see what people are buying, see what's selling. Don't just see what other houses are on the market for. See what's actually sold in your neighborhood in the last 6 months that matches the criteria of your house. Then the second thing a lot of people do, right? Second one is the prep, okay? We need to prep your house. Now, that means prepping it visually, cutting the grass, making sure it has curb appeal, throwing a fresh coat of paint on, polishing the door handles and the stainless steel appliances, making sure it all looks good. But that also means spending a little bit of money and doing a pre-inspection, because whoever buys your property is going to come in most likely and want to do an inspection. You don't want to get hit with surprises at the last minute. You want to know so you can disclose what's wrong if necessary and be aware of any surprises so you have leverage when you're negotiating, right? That one's not even for me, that one's really for you, because the less you know about the property, the better I can negotiate against you when the surprises come. But that's for you. And now I'm going to move right along. We're going to talk about number 3, and that's displaying the property. Now, you're not a realtor, so you don't have access to MLS. All right, there's ways you can get access to MLS, flat fee listing services to let you on the MLS. A couple $100, but again, see, we're spending money again, but it's less than what you would spend overall with a realtor to be on MLS. Now, so when I'm talking about displaying the property, in addition to MLS, talking about the pictures. You gotta put enough pictures up there, right? Now don't bombard it with pictures. Thank God it's actually gonna limit how many pictures you can put. But you need to put enough pictures that show the house, but not so much that they don't need to see the house. Kind of like a movie trailer. You need to get the people hooked on what it is they're going to go see, but don't give it all away at the same time. And there's a fine balance between that, and it's something that takes a little bit of work, but I'm sure you can figure that out. You're smart, all right? The 4th thing I want to go over with you is we're dealing with is actually handling potential buyers. See, when I mean handle potential buyers, they're going to call you, they're going to text you, they're going to email you, they're going to say, I want to see the property. And you're busy, you're at work, you're at wherever, so you'll get back to them when you can. Now, herein is a problem, and actually this actually ties into number 3 too a little bit, right? Because you're not on your time, you're on their time. See, especially in a volatile market, buyers might be calling 10, maybe 20 homes a day. And if you don't respond, they're gonna go look at those other homes that are responding. And when they look at the homes who are responding, they might go make an offer on that home instead. Like I said, there are comparable homes to your house. I know. Remember, number 1, remove the biases, right? Your home is very special, super unique, but it's not the only home on the marketplace. And buyers will find an alternative if someone is getting back to them quicker. The other thing, when we're talking about handling your buyers, okay, write that there for you, handling, or your potential buyers, is pre-qualifying, taking the time to make sure that you can actually buy your house. Are you checking the proof of funds? Are you checking the pre-approval letters? Are you actually calling the loan officers to find out that, hey, let's say they are offering X amount for my house, but my house doesn't appraise out that way. And now there's a gap between what they want to pay for it and what the bank's willing to give them for it. Can they cover that gap? These are all the things you got to check when you're pre-qualifying those buyers. So that's number 4. And number 5, the last one. And I just want to retract real quick because I said 4 and 3 were kind of tied together. When you're displaying the house, you're not on your time, so it also has to do with the showings of the property, right? Open houses, when you're actually showing it, Again, open houses have to be scheduled when it's convenient for people to come look, not when it's convenient because your child doesn't have a soccer game today or your sister-in-law doesn't need you to come over today. It needs to be in a time that they want to see it, not your time, their time. They're the ones paying the money for it. Number 5, the final one, is one of the most common ones besides price. It's definitely the second most common one, and it is paperwork, right? You definitely should have a real estate attorney helping you, whether you have a realtor or not. It's just, you should always have a real estate attorney, unless you are one yourself. Second thing is you should have a realtor, but if you don't have a realtor and you're doing it yourself, make sure you understand the paperwork, right? And with that comes deadlines, negotiating deadlines. So you don't want to ever miss a deadline and put yourself in a position where you could lose your deposit if you're buying a house, or you could lose the actual buyer because you didn't get back to them in time, or you didn't open your house up in time for them to do an inspection, and now you just gave them a way to walk out and not buy your property anymore. And you know what? They take it because someone else over there was more responsive and they'd rather go deal with that person. So these are my 5 tips: price, prep, display, handling, and paperwork. Right? 5 mistakes a lot of FSBOs, again, for sale by owners, make, and I don't want to see you making them because we might be doing business together soon. And if you ever need help or have any questions with these, just shoot me a text back, call me, whatever, and I'll help you out. All right? That's it. Good luck. Hope it sells.